This is a number Verdi canceled from La Forza del Destino in 1861. Del guardo tuo d'amor, o figlia adorna quello, il languido splendor, pietoso volge a me. I've been working for several years now on Verdi's opera La Forza del Destino, The Force of Destiny, which he wrote for St. Petersburg and was first performed there in 1862. What nobody knew before, though, was that this opera was actually completed already in 1861, and that what we think of as the St. Petersburg version is a revision of the opera that Verdi had originally conceived. One of the pieces that he eliminated from 1861 was a little ballata sung by the mayor of the town in the scene in the inn at the beginning of Act Two. And it is a kind of little popular song, a little ditty, very beautiful. I think he was probably right to take it out, but of course it's helpful to know that the music exists, and it fills out our knowledge of what Verdi was doing when he composed this work. Ola, ola, allegrio mulattiere, ola, ola, allegrio mulattiere, allegri, allegrio mulattiere. What you have to understand is that I'm preparing a critical edition of this opera, which is being published by the University of Chicago Press and Casa Ricordi of Milan. Now, when we produce a critical edition of an opera, we also try to tell the story of the opera, that is, the compositional history. And that means we need to have access to a broad range of materials from the home of the composer, from the Ricordi archives, and from the theater at which he was originally scheduled to perform the work. Now, those sources can sometimes tell us that if he left something out, we don't want to include it. Or if he added something, we want to know that he added it. In this opera, for example, he decided rather late in the game to include a big aria for the tenor at the end of Act 3. Now, that aria was added, we know now, in the fall of 1862, just before the first performance. And the idea was that the tenor, who was known for his high C, would get to end Act 3 with a big aria that ended with his high C. But then Verdi took it out because he said, nobody else in the world can sing this except for Enrico Tamberlik, so he got rid of it. That sort of information allows a modern performer to decide what they want to include or not include in a performance. The critical edition makes everything available. That's the point. We make it available to performers, we explain the history, and then performers make decisions about what they want to put on stage. Allegrio, allegrio, mulattiere, o guardo tuo se d'amor, pietoso volge a me.